Right guys, in this video I'm going to be covering ad angles and how to come up with unlimited angles for your clients. If you can really internalize what I'm about to show you inside this video, you're going to be a 10 times better marketer and you're going to be able to sign clients and actually scale them so much easier. This is exactly what I've been doing. As you can see, this is one of my clients yesterday, little 10k a day. And I'm going to show you how we are able to actually achieve this and how anybody who's getting to over 10k a day is using multiple angles and multiple avatars and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. So getting a store to 10k a day, you need to be able to come up with infinite ad angles. The reason that I'm doing this video is I actually done a live workshop for the members of my community last week, and someone had this question, and it's a really good question. What happens when we've tested all of the angles for a brand? Do we just keep rotating them, or is there a way to find new ones? And here's the truth, you can't run out of angles. It's literally impossible. Most people think they've tested everything when they've barely scratched the surface, and that's what most brands do. They look at 3 or 4 basic approaches, and then when none of those work, they call it, that's it, it's done, right? But when you understand this framework that I'm about to show you, you'll realise that you're looking at literally hundreds, if not thousands of potential combinations. And it is literally an angle factory. So there's 5 core variables, or this is the way that I like to think about it, 5 core variables to create infinite combinations. Customer avatars, right? This is not basic demographics. I'm talking about different emotional worlds that is within your target market. So let's take a weight loss supplement, for example. Avatar 1 could be a 45-year-old father who's embarrassed when he gets winded playing football with his kids and he wants to show them what a strong dad looks like. Avatar 2 is a 22-year-old girl who avoids social events because she feels self-conscious in dresses and she wants to feel confident in her own skin again. Avatar 3, the 30-year-old gym newbie who's putting in the work but wants that extra edge to accelerate his transformation. It's the same product, completely different emotional triggers, different pain points, and different situations that make these people want to buy. Therefore, the messaging is going to be completely different for all of them. And that is all for the same brand. We can test out avatars, and you can actually get more granular with that. Whereas, let's say this is the basic kind of demographic, it's mostly women. Then you're going to have older demographic, you're going to have younger demographic, you're going to have the demographic who feels self-conscious, you're going to have the demographic who is getting ready for a wedding. You can get super fucking granular with this. The next part is awareness levels. So I've already done a video on awareness levels, go and watch that if you've not seen it, but unaware to most aware. So this is a big one. This is one that I like to test a lot, is different awareness level ads. So you've got problem aware person, they need you to introduce the solution and agitate that pain point. Solution aware needs you to prove that yours is the best. Product aware, they need objection handling, social proof, authority. Most aware, they just need the right offer. And there's different scripts and different ad concepts for every single level. Now you can already see the amount of combinations that's just in the first 2. Next, if we go over to positioning, this is kind of like your messaging, or what most people would term as an angle. And that's how are we positioning this? Are we talking about lose weight quickly, like surface level? Or are we talking about stop feeling invisible? That could maybe go towards this one. Are we get more energy, stop disappointing your family, improve your skin, or finally look in the mirror without cringing? You can notice how that is just going to open up the amount of angles that you can test. And then authority positioning options. This is where the ad's coming from. Are we leading with authority, with a doctor, expert credentials, social proof, UGC, science? We could use some sort of ESL. Leading with transformation stories. What kind of ad there's literally hundreds of ad concepts in there. Now, we're only at 3. And think about the amount of combinations that we can have with avatars, awareness levels, and our positioning. Now, mechanisms. This is a big part. This is something that you want to test as well. There's 2 parts of a mechanism, and I've went over this as well. This is where most people's brain just explode. They're not able to grasp this, but you've got problem mechanisms. That's why the problem exists. So mechanism 1 for the problem is your metabolism is slowed down due to years of yo-yo dieting. Mechanism 2 could be your gut bacteria is out of balance and it makes your body store fat instead of burning it, or your stress hormones are keeping you in fat storage mode 24/7. Some of these problem mechanisms are going to work for certain demographics, some of them are going to work for certain awareness levels, and some of them are going to work better depending on the positioning. Again, you've got countless angles within this, countless combinations of angles. Solution mechanisms. This is how your product fixes it. So again, I'm going to jump back to problem mechanism. Some of these won't work for certain demographics. Like this one is not going to work for this girl because she's not tried years of yo-yo dieting, but it might work for this guy. So yeah, back to solutions, solution mechanisms. So each one of these you need to test as well, because for some people are going to find some more believable. Our supplement resets your metabolic rate to what it was in your 20s. Again, that's not going to work for the 22-year-old. It's going to work for the 45-year-old dad. We restore your healthy gut bacteria balance so your body naturally burns fat again. Like that might not work for, again, the 22-year-old. That might work for this avatar because they've fucked their metabolism. And so on. This one blocks cortisol production. So this one might actually work for this person because she's always self-conscious and stressed. So here's the way to think about this. Each mechanism combination creates an entirely different market conversation, and one person might not give a shit about gut bacteria, but they'll absolutely lose their mind over the cortisol explanation. You need to find the one that's going to work for your specific avatar, your specific messaging, and your specific target demographic. Number 5 is creative execution. Now, this is basically the kind of concept of the ad. Are we going to have a VSL? Are we going to have a UGC? Are we going to have a talking head? Are we going to have a doctor? Are we going to have a product demonstration? Customer testimonials? Expert authority figures versus testimonials versus influencers? Professional versus raw authentic look versus aspiration lifestyle content? And then we've got tactical elements within this, which is like hook variations, lead variations, the actual framework. How do we introduce the solution first, then go through the mechanism? Do we introduce a problem first, then go into the problem do we start with a hook that's problem aware and then go into the problem mechanism, then go into the solution? Again, countless angles within this. Now, here is the maths. This is how many combinations we can get from all of this, right? Now, obviously, you could have a lot more than 5 customer avatars. You could have more than 4 positionings. But if we times these all together, we've got 5,400 unique combinations, and that's just a basic framework. When we start adding in hook variations, story frameworks, and tactical elements, you're looking at tens of thousands of possibilities. So that is how you actually just can't run out of ad angles. This is the way that I like to do it. Don't test randomly, follow this order. Start with the who, get the who first. Then test angles, which is the positioning. Then refine the pain points, which is the emotional triggers, and then you want to optimize the creative format. Then you can play around with hooks, leads, open loops, call to actions. You need to be smart about what you're testing, and this is the most important part. You need to actually know your market. I'll take that out. So here's some examples. Same product, completely different worlds. We have the busy executive avatar. The problem mechanism is going to be chronic stress keeping cortisol elevated. Solution mechanism is magnesium glycinate, which regulates stress hormones. Hook, why successful people sleep worse, and that mineral that fixes it. The new mum avatar. Problem mechanism. Hormonal changes disrupt sleep cycles. She just had a baby. Solution mechanism, natural minerals that restore hormonal balance. Why new moms can't sleep even when the baby does. Campaign 3, fitness enthusiast. Problem mechanism, intense training depletes mineral stores. Solution mechanism, targeted minerals to optimize sleep recovery. Hook, why harder workouts equals worse sleep, and the recovery secret pros know. So you can see how this is one product, and instantly we've got 3 different angles there, with 3 different avatars, with 3 different problem mechanisms, 3 different solution mechanisms, 3 different hooks. So here's your action plan. You want to map out all of the emotional worlds. So think deeper than demographics. We need to think of actual avatars. For each potential customer, ask what specific situations trigger their buying desire, what's their deepest fear or frustration that drives them, and what transformation do they really want, and how does their problem show up in their daily life. That's super important because we want to call out specific things that are happening in their life. Again, through all of copywriting, you want to feel like a mind reader. When someone's watching an ad, they need to feel like, fuck, this is me. Then you want to identify the mechanism options. So for problem, ask what are the 3 different reasons this problem exists, or what are the reasons for this problem existence. What's the underlying systems that are broken, and what's the root cause versus surface level symptoms. And this needs to tie into your demographic. Solution mechanisms, again, it's the same thing. We need to think of different ways the product actually works and what specific processes does it affect. What's unique about our method, and don't just like list general benefits or general like features inside it. Then you want to test systematically. Test avatars with the same positioning. Take the winning avatar and test 3 different mechanisms. Test 3 different problem mechanisms. Then test 3 different solution mechanisms. Then you want to take the winning combos of that and then test 3 different creative formats. UGC, VSL, customer testimonial. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just unlimited the amount of angles that you've got in here. Then once you've found winning combinations, that's when you can get into different variations within that framework. Apply the same framework to different products if you've got them. Expand it into adjacent emotional worlds for different avatars, and then test different awareness levels. So the real secret, when everyone says they've tested all the angles, they've probably just tested like 4 different hooks. They've not went anywhere as deep as this. But when you understand this framework, you're going to realize that there's literally hundreds of thousands of potential combinations. And it's the key. You need to be smart about what you test first, and this is so important. You need to really know your market. What's the competitors doing? What are they missing? What types of stories, formats, and avatars do you think is going to work best for your specific audience? Now, I'm not saying make a guess. I'm saying look at the market, look at reviews, look at ads that are working, and then start from there and then make an educated guess. But you don't want to make too many assumptions. After that, you need to let the data guide you from the ads. Most angles that people test are literally just surface level variations with the same basic approach. They've got one avatar that is just demographics, like women in their 50s. They're not actually thinking about the real avatar, the real emotional world that that person lives in. And when you can understand that deeply, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of ad angles to test. And that is how you can scale a store to 10K days. And without that type of understanding, you're going to be stuck and you're never going to be able to help your clients. If you can understand this and you can approach your outreach like this as well, and you can come in and be like, look, I found you a new avatar. I think you're using too much UGC. We could use a lot more like storytelling and mechanism explanation in our ads. If you explain all of this in your outreach and you write them an ad script and an advertorial to go along with it, like, you're going to blow their mind and they're going to be like, right, how the fuck do we hire you? It's as simple as that. Obviously, this is not easy to learn, but the more that you dive into this and start learning it and start noticing it when you're looking at other ads, the better you're going to be. So that's it for this video. As usual, click the link in the description, get on the newsletter, check out Ad Operator, and I will see you guys tomorrow.